Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. There's an 8 of Cups here as your starting energy, okay? This kind of represents the subjective experience of life. It's our first card, it's the station. It's kind of what you perceive when you close your eyes at night. You know, it's what you feel, it's kind of what your awareness is all about. It's what you're focused on. And right now I feel like there is a feeling of maybe uncertainty about how we feel in some situation. I feel like you're somebody who really trusts your emotions, you know, and you try to, kind of live by that deep inner knowing, yeah. And I think that you kind of trust how you feel about things. You know, you're kind of traveling by this, your inner guidebook, you know, and you arrive at a situation, and I think you know right away if you like it or not. You're someone who can step into a room and think, I'm not feeling it. I'm out of here, you know. But I think right now there's something where you're just like, you don't know exactly. You can't really get a perfect read on something. Because this is a card that is like, it's not bad, it's not good yet. We're kind of not sure if something is going to be great. Not sure if we like something, yeah. So I wonder what this is for you. We need to put some context around this card. I feel like you're used to knowing whether you feel excited about something, knowing whether the enthusiasm is there. You feel good, you feel kind of amped up, you feel excited, you feel motivated. But right now, it's not sure. Yeah. So let's see, let's put some other cards around this one, yeah? And there's another card that's saying we're not sure, but we're going to get sure. It's the Prince of Swords. We have a 3 of Pentacles. We have a Tower. Okay. Okay, we have a Hermit. And we have a 10 of Wands. We're not sure of something. It's going to require a lot of effort. It seems like it's some kind of a physical or financial endeavor. It might be a work thing, a career thing, might be part of your vocation, it might be a sport, it might be a skill you're trying to learn, a new job you're trying to do, a new art project you're going to work on, right? I feel like the Tower in the background there is kind of like you're still kind of feeling the sting of that Tower event, where something majorly has changed for you. There was a big change that took place in your life. Whether you walked away from something, you had a realization, you had a sudden awakening, and now you're trying to move forward and figure out exactly where you fit in and what you feel and what you want, and whether or not this current path, this new path, is for you. Let's keep going. There's the doorway to the future, the Eon card, Judgment, a rebirth. A reawakening. I feel like something very sudden changed for you. This is an exclamation point in life, okay? And I think you're debating whether or not to sort of use that momentum to allow this Tower event to push you into perhaps new activities, if you should kind of return here and try to put in the work to salvage this, or, you know, kind of, you're trying to figure out what this means for you. Yeah. But here's a decision for the future. I wonder if the Hermit is thinking about going to the past, where this card is saying, let's just move forward. Yeah. We have a 3 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, and a Four of Cups. Interesting, the Four of Cups. I feel like this is I feel like this is sort of changing everything for you. I feel like everything has changed for you. And the message seems to be like you have to kind of walk away from this. There's no way to repair this one. Okay? So this is something that is something that can't be undone, you know. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with our little sea turtle friend right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Yeah. Now, as we look around the room, we see the three major arcana energies. Now, with the Tower, it is making me wonder if the Tower was rather than being kind of a sudden ending of something, what if the Tower was a very energetic beginning of something? Yeah, because the Tower is that exclamation point. The Tower is basically a moment in time of peak novelty, where it separates your timeline into what came before the Tower and what's coming after the Tower. So we're not going to focus too heavily on this Tower, but to say that your life changed very suddenly. Okay, that it took a 90-degree turn or even a 180 turn. Right, a U-turn. It was something very sudden, very unexpected, and suddenly your life is different. And this is how you mark time. There's the era before the Tower, and there's the era after the Tower. And right now, this is in your background. Okay, this is in the past. We don't really need to focus too much on what this was. But now to say that whatever your life is currently, there's a little bit of it's lacking a little bit of luster. It doesn't feel right now as good as it felt perhaps prior to the Tower. Not in the Tower moment, but prior to the Tower, the era before. Okay? And there is maybe the Hermit up here that would like to go back to the era before the Tower, but obviously we cannot do that. Your general energy here is telling you to move forward, even if there is a sort of releasing of some anchors or some baggage that's holding you back here. Perhaps the new era of your life right now feels like it's going to be a lot of work for what reward, I guess. And you're making a decision with our Prince of Swords to move boldly into this future. I think you've been chosen for something that right now feels like a burden. Right now feels like a big weight, a big, pressure cooker waiting for you. And feels like you're sort of in limbo now. The Tower events happened. That's already happened. Things are calming down. The dust is settling. But now you're looking at your future and you're thinking, I just don't know. I don't know how you feel about this, In some ways, Spirit's saying, how you feel is important, yes. But you can't undo that Tower. You can't go back to what was before the Tower, okay? Because it was like a lightning bolt. It was this, kind of divine intervention that has changed your life in a very significant way. And now in the aftermath, wondering if you even like this. If this is going to be good at all. This feels like somebody who maybe is emotionally exhausted from having gone through a Tower event and is not so keen on looking forward and seeing a 10 of Wands. It's like you're looking forward and you're thinking, this is a lot of work. I'm going to have to really put in, it's like, it's like you slept really poorly at night and then you wake up in the morning and you know that you have a really busy day ahead of you. And it's like, oh, I'm too tired for this day. But this is going to be, it feels like it feels like this is going to be intense and very demanding of you. It's going to require a lot of your effort and energy and attention. I feel like it is going to be worth it. But in order for you to feel the value in it, I think it's important for you to have a break with the past. Okay? There is a gentle energy that's surrounding you right now. And I think it is trying to comfort you and heal you a little bit from that tower event, but also saying it's time to get going into what this new life is. Okay? The life before the tower is done, but the life after the tower hasn't really started yet, has it? That's a conscious decision that you have to make. It's going to require that you release some burdens, that you release some unnecessary weight from you, some anchors, in order to accept the life that's ahead of you now and engage with it fully and reap the rewards that it has to offer. Okay? So we've got our majors. I think the Hermit is very appropriate in this case, because it is, to me, someone who has gone through this tower moment, has come out the other side of it, in some ways still wants to go back, kind of is reminiscing about life before the tower event, but knows that it's on a new journey now. Your life has gone off trail. You've been called, you've been chosen for a different kind of life than what was before the tower moment. Okay? And this is about the acceptance of that and the transition from the old universe to the new universe. Okay? So anyway, we have our major arcana. We have fire. You've got water and water. Got some air you got to deal with, right? We have our fire there, of course. We have our earth energies. Okay? So water and earth, a 2 and 2, right? Confirmation there. Well, actually, we've got two. We got the air and the water and the earth, 2, 2, and 2. So it's kind of like your heart and your mind are trying to figure out how you really, what you think and what you feel about the forward movement in life, about what's coming next, about what the next step is, about what the next life is for you. It's kind of as if your life is beginning a new era, a new phase of your journey. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised if we had something like the Death card or the Fool card or something like that as the mystery card, right? Especially the Fool. Releasing the burdens of the past and being ready for whatever adventures come next. Okay? I feel like you are chosen for something significant here, and you're maybe wondering if you're ready. You're kind of feeling uncertain, but our Prince of Swords here is that idea that you still have one foot in the past, one foot in the future. You're not quite done with that tower event. The literal facts of it, the human earth plane sequence of causality may be done. But now you're kind of in that limbo where you can't go back to the past, but you're looking at the future and thinking, this is going to be rough. This is going to be a lot. Okay? Maybe you're moving into some situation now where you're kind of doing things a little bit more on your own. That Hermit energy, right? But anyway, the second card in our spread is the Prince of Swords, and it's saying that you can't be on the fence. That there's not going to be a resolution of these uncertain feelings, or even the feelings here with the Eight of Cups, feelings that you're not ready, the feeling that this is going to be bad, that you're not going to enjoy whatever this new thing is. It could be that your old job is gone, and you're starting this new job, and you're just not really feeling too excited about it. Okay? But I feel like trying to look at the situation as being kind of divinely ordained, that you have been chosen for something, and being chosen for something in life doesn't always mean it's going to feel good right away. Sometimes when we're given a divine mission in life, it very often starts with a little bit of reluctance, a little bit of fear, a little bit of uncertainty, especially as you look at the task ahead of you and you think, this is too much. This is a lot. Okay? The Eight of Cups sometimes is a person who's losing faith, struggling to see how this is going to be good, or why do you have to go through all of this? Why did things have to change? Maybe you were in a long-term partnership and something happened that ended, and now you find yourself facing a big responsibility of life in a different configuration of energies, okay? You might find yourself involuntarily a little hermit mode, okay? The Prince of Swords is kind of telling us that we need to make a decision here, that you don't want to remain in this limbo for too long, because this Eight of Cups very often can turn into a Nine of Swords, okay? And a Nine of Swords is more difficult to get out of, I think, than where we are here. So it does seem like the advice is to move forward, to accept what this new life is going to look like for now, and step into it boldly, confidently, and allow it to unfold. Okay. Down beneath the surface, you see your Three of Pentacles. It's a card of work. I think you like hard work. You're not opposed to hard work. But with the Three, it feels like there is an understanding of the causality of things. Like it's not because you don't understand what's going on, you know. You understand how A led to B led to C, and then here you are, but it doesn't mean that you can easily sort out your feelings. Okay. So the Three of Pentacles might be suggesting that it is a physical, financial, a work-related, or a very domestic or practical situation that has changed. Okay? So it could be your living situation's different now. It could be that with that Tower event, right? There's the before and there's the after. It might have something to do with a relationship, a partnership, a job, a career, a course of study, something related to your physical health or well-being, okay? And I'm not going to speculate on what that could be. But the Three of Pentacles is you understanding the process of change on the physical plane. It's like you get it, right? But it doesn't make it easier to deal with. Just because you get it doesn't mean that it's going to be a breeze. Yeah. So you understand that there's a need for you to move forward and make it work. Make the best of whatever position you're in now and what your prospects of the future are. Okay, could be that you got out of a situation that maybe back before the Tower over here somewhere, things were a lot easier, things were a lot different. Maybe there was more collaboration, more partnership, there was more support, more help, whether that's emotional support or physical support. And it feels now that the Hermit is looking at the future and thinking this is a lot of weight, that the responsibility is kind of all on your shoulders now. Okay. In a way, Spirit's saying forgiveness is leading you forward. Now, not necessarily forgiving a particular person, but just kind of coming to terms with things, finding peace in the course of events that have taken place in your life, forgiving yourself, forgiving the universe, right? Just in kind of a general blanket statement, say, I release this, you know, not getting stuck in regret. The Three of Swords, not replaying old losses over and over and over again. But this is the anchor. This is you're reliving that Tower event over and over and over again, and it's preventing you from moving forward. Releasing that anchor is going to be important, okay? So the Tower, again, in the background, we don't need to speculate too much about what this is, but it was a significant shift. It was a major exclamation point in your life. It was a major detour from what you thought your course was going to be. Okay, there's life before the Tower, and then there is the life now after the Tower. The Hermit is, I think, has not yet engaged with the new life, you see. Not necessarily trying to cling to the past, but almost life has pushed you off of your familiar trail. And now that we're off trail, you're kind of like, you're just looking around, almost in shock a little bit, thinking, where Now what? Like, where do we go from here? Okay. So you haven't yet engaged, you haven't yet put the car into gear and engaged with this new life, this new job, this new reality, the new circumstances in which you find yourself. Okay. Spirit's saying that you journal and you meditate and you go for walks to clear your mind, okay, as you're sort of processing that tower and really processing and preparing yourself mentally and emotionally for what the future is, okay? Because right now, like I said, you usually trust your instincts, and in this case, I don't feel like you know what this new life is going to be. Maybe you're wondering, will you ever be happy? Are you ever going to feel good again? Are you ever going to be okay? Was prior, let's say before Tower, was the before Tower the best that you'll ever do? Okay. The Hermit knows that you can't go back to the past and that you have to move into the future, whatever future fate, destiny, spirit, or whatever has set up for you. Of course, you still have agency and control. You can determine how it turns out. Okay, but we have to re-engage with life. Okay, and I think you're going to, but sometimes it takes time. The transition period after a Tower event, sometimes it takes a while for the dust to settle and then for people to be ready to engage and really kind of seize the day, grab life by the horn, so to speak, and move forward into the work that's coming next, okay? With the Ten of Wands, be sure that you're not afraid to ask for help. Don't feel like you have to carry everything yourself, okay? And maybe the Hermit, maybe that's you kind of feeling as if now, because you're not in your familiar life anymore, that old familiar life is not there. Now maybe you feel kind of alone and a little bit hopeless that, you're going to just be having to do everything yourself. Okay? There is support out there. I think it's important that you ask for it, you reach out for it, you accept it when it arrives. You're not an island, no matter how much it may feel that way. Okay. The Ten of Wands is a heavy responsibility. It is a lot of work. Okay. Looking forward, this card is the way forward for you, and it's kind of a re-engagement with life, putting the car in gear. Now let's talk about the Path of the Serpent. As we talk about these cards, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Your general energy is the Eon, Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening, the Baptism by Fire. This is a Tower event that has changed you, inside and out. You are not the same person. Your life is not the same life that it was before the Tower. Like I said, the Tower events create this boundary between old and new. And right now you're kind of on the fence of that boundary. You're on the threshold. This is a divine doorway. Let's do a divine doorway oracle card, okay? This is a doorway of fire. It is not fun. It is not pleasant. It doesn't feel good, but you know that your future awaits you. And the thing about the Eon card is that it is a past that's being crushed, pulverized into dust, right? But that is the dust out of which you get to create your future. You're being called upon to go through this doorway and change your life. It kind of was changed for you, right? But it kind of gave you like a blank slate. Here's your divine doorway, 1111. Numbers in doubles, synchronicities in two. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. I wonder if this is maybe the Tower event, right? The change in circumstance regarding something you love. Yeah. 1111, we have the doubles here. This looks like an 11, okay? We have the doubles as far as the double water, we've got double air, we've got double earth, right? Numbers in doubles, synchronicities in two. Don't hold back your love now. Life is meant for you. You've got to go through this doorway and make the decision. This is a conscious decision to let go of the past, shut the door, move forward into the future. Can't rebuild what the tower, deconstructed, let's say. Can't rebuild that. Okay. You are deeply loved by Spirit. You have been chosen for something significant in life. And this feels difficult, okay? But you're capable, you're strong, you're creative, and I think you do have a lot of love to give. And I think that when you release this anchor, this Three of Swords anchor, you'll be able to to adapt to this new situation with the Two of Pentacles and Four of Cups. Your emotions will stabilize. The first step is stabilization. Then comes pleasure. Then comes ecstasy and bliss and happiness. But the first thing we need is just to feel safe, to feel okay, to feel comfortable again. Okay, so that's the kind of the first thing to look for, really. But the Three of Swords is a card of memory. It's understanding the process of creation on the mental plane. So you understand that your thoughts are going to sort of create how you feel, create your inner reality and your personal reality, right? Reliving past events over and over and over again are reinforcing those beliefs and values, the feelings, the thoughts and feelings. The more you think, the more you think. The more you think about something, the more you feel that something, and the more real that something becomes to you, to your nervous system, to your aura, to your soul, your body and soul, right? So if we're reliving past painful events, you keep replaying that tower event, the life before and then tower event, the life before and then tower event. You keep replaying that, and it's like we're continuing to be traumatized by that tower event. If it was a loss of a job, the loss of a loved one, like whatever it was. Okay, something in your life was deconstructed, or your life felt like it was deconstructed, and now it's up to you to somehow forgive the universe for that. It doesn't mean you have to forgive somebody that hurt you, or to make amends, or to reconcile, or to, be their best friend or anything. No. If they're out of your life, they're gone, good, whatever. I mean, this is about you releasing yourself from that attachment so that you can move forward and you can be happy. And you can stabilize your life, you can stabilize your emotions, and you can be happy. You can feel pleasure again, you can feel love again, you can make your best life. Okay? This requires us to let go of that anchor. Imagine a boat, kind of, sailboat trying to go to the future, trying to sail off to their adventure, but there's just this anchor dragging behind them, and you're never going to get there. Okay? And so this is that kind of mental, emotional tie to that past event. And very often this card is, that we just keep feeling those feelings. Your body and your soul doesn't know that it's in the past. You relive those moments in your mind and you think about them, you feel that pain again. And it's like that injury is happening again. Your subconscious, your body, your aura, they don't know past, present, or future. Everything's just happening. So if we're reliving something that hurts, we're reinforcing that it's happening right, for all intents and purposes, it's happening right now. Okay? So sometimes the Three of Swords is releasing and letting go. Maybe that tower was you feel like you were defeated. You feel like somebody else won or something, or, that something unfair happened, or, we were wishing for a different outcome. This is the card of saying, fine, walking away from it. Letting it, que sera, sera. Letting it be what it is. Even if it's unfair, even if it's regrettable, even if you feel bad or guilty or you wish it could have been different. This is the card of kind of an unwish, right? We think of a Three of Cups as being like the wish card. This is kind of the unwish, you know, that now I'm not wishing for that anymore. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to let that one go. I'm going to let that wish go, so to speak, so that we can move on. The next card is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles usually is how you deal with the ups and downs of life, the twists and turns, the roller coasters. And this is a card of fear, worry, and concern. It's saying that, you know, you might be somebody who likes things to be pretty consistent. You like a life that doesn't change too quickly. Maybe you feel like you don't deal so well with change, or that right now you're not dealing so well with change, and that's okay. We don't always do our best. We don't always do things perfectly. Sometimes things change and we don't like it. Sometimes it's just human beings. We have difficulty with transitions. You know, sometimes if my life is off schedule or something unexpected happens, there's you know, a flat tire, or we had the AC in the car go out the other day. On the hottest day of the year, the AC went out, and it was miserable. And you know, maybe that does not compare to what you're going through. Okay, but the idea here is that we don't always handle it in the best way. We've got to keep going. We've got to keep trying. We've got to do our best. Okay? We can't give up. Even if we feel like we didn't react very well to the situation. I didn't react all that well to the AC going out. We can let it go. We can say, fine, it happened. Let's move forward. And from this moment on, we can try to handle the ups and downs and twists and turns of life in a way that is going to be healthy, in a way that's going to be good for us. The Two of Pentacles is being proactive. It's the way that we adapt to change. This is you changing, right? The Tower, or the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, or the Death card. Those are cards of change, right? I mean, literally every card is a card of change, but those three specifically are cards of change. The Death card, slow and gradual change, the way we like it, right? The Tower, surprise, thunderbolt, lightning strike change, sudden exclamation point. The Wheel of Fortune is, you know, kind of the cycles of changes, you know, that the repeating changes and kind of the general idea that things happen outside of our control. The Two of Pentacles is also a card of change, but it's how you are responding to change, or how you are being proactive, how you are handling the ups and downs and the twists and turns of life. How you handle the things that are outside of your control by being proactive, trying to control the one thing you can, which is yourself, to have some sort of influence on the situation, influence the change. This is the card that's asking you to be a co-creator of your destiny, to nudge the river a little bit, to remember that you do have power and agency here. You can, there are things you can control. Primarily yourself, your behavior, your responses, okay? Your thoughts and feelings, for the most part. Okay. And I think what you're doing now is you're being told to navigate your ship, cut the anchor, navigate your ship to safe waters. Get to the safe harbor, collect yourself, center yourself, allow yourself to rest deeply. Okay? And the Four of Cups is exactly that. Find a comfortable home. Find a place where you can go and, in a way, lick your wounds. Okay? Getting away from that Three of Swords is like we've taken the thorn out of our paw. Okay? And then the Four of Cups is then we're putting a little ointment on the paw, and we're putting a little Band-Aid, a little Hello Kitty Band-Aid on our paw, you know? My daughter likes the Bluey. She's into Bluey Band-Aids now. Put a little Bluey Band-Aid on your paw there. That's what the Four of Cups is. Resting and healing and getting to that safe harbor. Where maybe you're not ready for everything that comes next yet, but you're also not stuck in the past either. So this is a very, very good place. This has to be a temporary safe harbor. It's a storm shelter. You don't want to live there forever, do you? Use it for what this is. Okay, this is kind of like, this is a brake check. You're going to pull over, you're going to check the tires, you're going to do a little tune-up, you're going to refuel at the gas station, but then you're not going to live at the gas station. It's a pit stop. Okay, it's a pit stop. And then you're going to kind of get back in the car and continue going. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. Okay. I fully want a 9, I think a 6 or a 9 of cups. I'm thinking it might be another tower. It might be the Wheel of Fortune. It might be your superpower card, the strength card, showing your courage, showing your kind of ferocious, your fierceness, you know. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down beneath the video. Let's see. The Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening, the Baptism by Fire. This card again is the spiritual alarm clock. This is Spirit's way of saying it's time to go. It's time to get off the fence. It's time to let go of the past, step into the future. Even if your immediate future is the pit stop, safe harbor of the Four of Cups. You got to begin that. You got to get here as soon as you can. If you're on the fence, we're still lingering 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future. You're not here yet. You're not here yet. Go through the doorway. Make a conscious decision to say, okay, I'm letting go of that anchor. I'm going to get to a safe harbor. I'm going to lick my wounds. And then I'm going to reassess, and then I'm going to keep going, and then I'm going to take life by the you-know-what and make the most of it. Spirit wants you to keep going, to take that step into the future. The first step really is to get to the safe harbor, get the thorn out of your paw, put the bluey Band-Aid on it. Okay, that's the first step. First step is to cut that anchor and get to safer waters. Get to calm waters for now so you can regroup, reassess, patch the sails, patch the holes in the boat, and you'll be ready. Okay? Very, very clear message here. And I think this is Spirit's way of really alerting you to that fact that this is like a card of divine timing in a way. This is like the divine alarm clock. Yeah, the Spirit's alarm clock. This angel's blowing the trumpet in your face. It's saying, wake up. It's time to move. We can't stay where we are. Because I think where you are right now, you're kind of anchored very close to the storm still. Or it's like half your boat's in the storm, half your boat's, not in the storm. And so I feel like that emotional energy is just so raw. It's like a live wire right now. You're being told to move forward a little bit and get to that safe harbor. Okay. Anyway, we're going to move into the extended reading. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Leo, usually on Mondays and Thursdays. This was a bonus reading for all fixed signs here on this beautiful Saturday. But be sure to watch both of your regular scheduled readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.